Down here in Georgia, about 11:45 a.m. We're gonna walk through the garden. We'll sample some fruits and vegetables today. Of course, it's been rainy. That's the story of the spring down here. It's caused a lot of disruption with wet roots on plants, but we'll soldier through. Check out this little Fuji apple tree. We planted it 3 years ago. This is the first year it's really given any fruit. And I'll tell you, trying to grow an apple tree in east, middle, central Georgia is kind of impossible. Fire blight, cedar rust, every other kind of pest, it's really difficult. Got a gala apple tree right over there. I cut half of the branches off that tree in the last month. Although it's doing very well now, I had to cut a lot of fire blight off of that thing. Down here, I want to show you something else. This is a volunteer tomato. This is where we poured some potting soil from last year around the base of this apple tree. And we got a nice tomato plant here. I can tell by looking at it, I don't believe it's a hybrid. I believe it's an heirloom variety. I'm guessing from what we had last year, that might be a purple Cherokee. We're gonna find out soon though. Let's go over here and take a look at this gala apple. I had to cut most of the branches off of this tree. So most of the apples were cut off. We got this one big apple. I like gala apples, so tree's done real well since I cut the blight off of it. You can see it's growing back quickly. Over here's a couple of apples. I need to go ahead and cull that off of there. That's not gonna do anything. Well, let's go over here and take a look at some stuff in the garden. The strawberry patch. That right there is a native plum. Grows down here in the south. I believe this is a Chickasaw plum, if I'm not mistaken. That Florida King peach right there. Bought that tree about 6 weeks ago. I hadn't had a chance to put it in the ground, but I'm really impressed with it. Let's see. Ooh, it's getting there. It's not gonna be long. All right, check this out. Oh yeah, let's have a little breakfast here. You'll have to forgive me, but that's freaking delicious. Look at the size of these berries in here. Let me tell you, you got to have a strawberry patch. You buy 5 or 6 plants, give them a little place to live, they'll take care of themselves. Look at that strawberry. Check that out. Let me look at these comments just real quick. Where am I at? I'm right outside of Augusta, Georgia. I live in the United States, in the state of Georgia, near Augusta, home of the Masters Golf Tournament. Let's try this strawberry. Man, I feel guilty eating this in front of you, but wow, that's good. But you gotta have strawberry plants. You gotta have them. They take care of themselves. They don't freeze in the winter. That's right. These right here, they give us strawberries 8 months a year. Look at that. Don't spray them with any pesticide. Don't put anything on them but like honestly, we don't spray these with anything. We've never sprayed these. But if I had to, I would use maybe neem oil or just sulfur or just some natural product. But I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna show y'all the size of these berries. I'm guilty of making you want to eat strawberries. Yep. Hey, let me tell y'all, when you buy these strawberries at the store, even when you go to the fields, we used to go pick them fresh, air quotes fresh, out of the fields around here. I live in a farming and agricultural district. Let me tell you, even the guy at the farm said these are not organic. He said that they spray all kinds of stuff on those strawberries. So I'm growing my own strawberries. They don't have any poison on them. I don't have any problems with bugs. This is an absolute must-have plant, particularly if you're homesteading. Look at that. I'm just saying, look at the size. I mean, we just put a little bit of fertilizer on them 2 or 3 times a year. Look at this. Pull that out. See, they'll go bad if you don't eat them. Look at that. But what I do, I'll take them over here. I'll set them in the ground, and hopefully a strawberry plant will grow from that. But I'm eating this one. All right. Got some other plants. That's a plantain. Just common plant that'll grow in a field or your yard. You can make poultices out of it, all kinds of things. All right, so we got plenty of strawberries in here. We'll go look at some other stuff in a minute. Look at that. Look at the size of that bad boy. Look at that. It's almost rotten. So I'm not gonna eat that one. I'll tell you what, I'll take a bite off of this side. I think that's the sweetest one I've tried yet. I'm not gonna eat that back side though. I'm gonna throw him in the bushes. See if those seeds will grow. Wow, these comments are coming so fast. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, glad y'all are enjoying the morning with me. They're pretty cool when they're forming, when they're white and they start to get some color on them. I say I'll probably eat a dozen strawberries a day, at least. Let's go look at some other stuff. That's a nectarine I bought this year. We'll get that in the ground. A nectarine is basically a peach that doesn't have fuzz on it. Get another one of those. That Florida King peach. They're starting to get just a little bit soft, so I'll pull one of those maybe next week and we'll try that. All right, here we got this long vine right here. This is a squash. Look at that sucker. I'm gonna pull that today. Cut it up. I might grill it on shish kebab, or I don't know, I might do it in a pan with some butter. Cucumber vine. Again, all this stuff down here, it's way behind. We've had crazy weather. Probably pull that cucumber, maybe this one tomorrow. Yeah, we had that hurricane back in the fall that messed everything up. We've had a really, really wet spring, not enough sunshine. I mean, look at it today. It's overcast. I run a lot of solar power, so I need that sun to shine. Do I have marijuana in my backyard? Well, you can't grow marijuana in Georgia. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with any of it. I don't condone drug use. That's a whole nother story. But let's just say, if it was legal, I might would. I'll tell y'all something else. I used to smoke cigarettes. I quit smoking. A cigarette's really bad for you, obviously. It's an addiction, but I considered growing a few tobacco plants and just rolling a few stogies. Why not? You know, just to master the art, I guess, but that's another story. Got some radishes right here. Look at that fat daddy right there. Probably pull some of those. You can see where the pests have just been eating up the leaves on there. But I don't use any poison. I don't want to use any poisons. Yeah, we got a lot of pollinators in here finally. You can see there's a bee right there. I thought I was going to have to do some hand pollinating. I mean, I hadn't seen any melons hardly form, just a few. Let me tell you about these melons right here. 4 different kind of melons in here. All right. Most of these seeds are store-bought. Miko melons, golden honeydew melons. So I tried it last year at the end of the season, trying the store-bought produce seeds, and some melons formed on the vines. But then the winter came and of course the frost got them. So we're trying it again this year. Yeah, we got some pollinators in here. Is that a melon? That may be a melon right there, I don't know. But, you know, of course I planted some legit melon seeds too. Cantaloupe, watermelon. That's an apple tree right there. That's 2 apple trees right there that I'm growing from seed. Store-bought seed. Got some peas in here. Beans. Ooh, let's get some of these. This is a black cherry tomato. I highly recommend this tomato. Very beautiful tomato. Delicious tomato. Fat for a cherry tomato. Look how gorgeous that thing is. You cut that up and put it in a salad. Man, I mean, here's the thing though. It tastes more like a full-size tomato. It tastes more like a beefsteak tomato than it does a cherry tomato. Yeah, very good. So I'm reading the comments here. Yeah, honeydew melon's really good. I discovered the golden honeydew melon. It's called a canary melon. It's the best. I see a lot of people in the comments. Yeah, I would go with a black cherry tomato. You can also grow the seeds from it. You know, it's an heirloom. It's not a sterile seed. It's a seed that'll grow true to its parent. This is a little plant right here we put in just to get the pollinators in here. I forget the name of it. Gorgeous little flower. You got to have plants to bring your pollinators in, or you're not going to get near as many fruits. In this area here, I've got planted a bunch of mango seeds, store-bought mangoes. These are cantaloupe right here. That's a store-bought, that's a seed from a pack of seeds that I bought. Try to regrow a lot of this stuff. You know, you're not always going to be able to get seeds. And here's something I've discussed with other gardeners. The seeds that you buy these days, of course, are a lot more expensive. They're not as good, it seems like. Look how beautiful that okra is right there. And I'll tell you what I do with my okra. I like to pick it when it's very, very young, chop it and pickle it. One of the main reasons I grow okra is it keeps bugs out of your garden. Bugs don't like okra. They tend to stay away from it. It's also a beautiful plant. Okra is one of the oldest plants known on the earth. I'll tell you another one of the most oldest plants, collard greens. These plants have been around forever. This okra was brought here. I learned that this okra was brought here to the Americas, that is, by the Africans that were brought here, and they brought okra. And a lot of people don't know this, but okra is a thickener. You put it in a stew and it thickens it. That's why you see gumbo. Gumbo's always got okra in it. Okra is a natural thickener of soups. You can make a thick stew by adding okra to a thin soup. Let's check some of the comments here. Coming pretty fast. Let's see. I don't have any pumpkin tomatoes. I got about 10 different varieties. Well, if you've never tried okra, you should. For me, I like it best when it's chopped and fried or when it's pickled. But you can prepare it in many different ways, and it's very slimy, and I don't really care for it like that. But it's that slime that's on it that thickens things. And like I was saying, you add okra to soups and it will thicken it up and make it more of a stew. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Yeah, collard green. Hey, let me tell you, I'm from the South. I love Southern cooking. I love soul food. I love collard greens, fried chicken, ham hocks, you name it. We eat it all down here. Like they say, we eat everything on the pig but the oink. Look at here, that little mushroom right there. I don't know, I couldn't tell you what mushroom it is, but it's always nice to see a mushroom in the garden. That's part of that bigger life cycle. If you got mushrooms, then that means that they're digesting and breaking down this material here. And here's another mushroom right there. This is a ground cover. It's not dollar weed. I think dollar weed is solid, the whole leaf, and this has like a cleft in the back. We actually identified this a while back, but I've forgotten. That's what happens when you get older. You forget things. Let's see what's going on in the comments. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm enjoying my day off too. Oh, there's plenty of cow poop around, but it's on the other side of that fence. You see them cows sitting there on that fence line? Yeah, we don't let no cows on this side of the fence. All right, let's take a look at some other stuff here. These cherry tomatoes and sweet banana peppers. Again, it's been such a lousy year. Look how deficient these things look. Fortunately, they're providing a lot of good fruit. There's a sweet 100 and a sweet 1 million plant. One of my favorites. And you can regrow the plant from the seeds. Wow, sweet. Here's another black cherry. Look, we got a garden spider there. Don't we? Look here. Look. That's a garden spider, ain't it? I'm trying to get it into focus. Come around this back side. Now, if I was using heavy pesticides and things like that, this spider wouldn't be here. It's a good indicator to have these kind of creatures in your garden and on your plants. You need the complete ecosystem. So let's get another one of these black cherries. All right. Green sweet banana peppers. Been one of my mainstays for years. Big old fat daddy pepper. Here's the problem. Look how small the plant is. Only one pepper on it. This time of the year, usually my pepper plants are 5 feet tall, 2 dozen fruits on each one. It's just all about this. Not enough sun, and look at this. Roots just sitting, and there ain't nothing I can do about it. The rain, rain, rain. Like I said, this is going on from the northern border of North Carolina to the southern tip of Florida, all the way to eastern Texas. I've spoke with many gardeners, professional people, landscapers, what have you. Ooh, there's a butterfly. He was fixing the light right there. I should have let him. All right. Another good indicator. Got butterflies around. But it's just been a rough year for everybody in the southeast due to the weather. Started with the hurricane back in the fall, disrupting, you know, the season, the pattern. And we've had a very wet, very cool, not enough sunshine. Spring, and here we are. I had to pull these orange trees back here by the RV. These things right here, you got to keep those roots from getting wet. Let me see if we can get a good look at it. Show you. Now, these leaves on here, like I said, you just got to be real careful. I put a little bit of water around the perimeter. You can see, I'm not going to pull it back right now, but you can see this is the original root ball. White roots about this long are hanging out here, and I've just been watering around here. These things are really susceptible to wet roots. A Hamlin orange and a Satsuma orange. Over here we got multiple cups, and these are filled with mangoes, avocados, apple tree right there from a seed, but most of these are mangoes, avocados. There's a few nectarines in here, a couple other things. Got some basil, some microgreens. I think that's a Miko melon. Let's check out some comments here. No, I ain't got any habanero peppers. I used to do hot peppers, and I really like hot spicy food, but unfortunately I'm getting older and I just can't eat the spicy food like I used to. So let's take a look at a couple trees I bought a few months ago. These are American persimmon trees. There's a number of varieties of persimmons. I particularly like these. They're indigenous to the United States, and look at the beauty of kind of a red stem on there. Really like those. Tell you what, while we're over here, let's see if the jaybirds have laid another set of eggs in this nest. I doubt they have. Nope, no fledglings left, and they're not using that nest site anymore. Go over here and check out these lemon trees. Planted these trees from seed. Some lemons and some Satrange quad. I got them from a YouTuber, a guy up in Virginia. I want to tell y'all got to check this guy's YouTube channel out. He's called Virginia Fruit Grower. A guy is of citrus knowledge. I just into citrus this year. He sent me some fruits, and I got the seeds out of them, and I'm growing these to die. But you can see here, a lot of them are looking good. A lot of them are hanging in that. Some pests in here munching on them. Yeah, this dwarf Cavendish banana tree right here. I paid $30 for this tree. I felt like I paid a little too much for it. A little tag on it. Make you dream about what it could be. I've always wanted to grow a banana. It's odd, I grew up in Augusta, Georgia. And when I was in elementary school, the walkway going to the cafeteria, they had a banana tree in this little garden area. And of course it wasn't the kind of banana tree that would produce an actual banana. It was more of just a flowering type. Well, I guess when I was in the 4th or 5th grade, that thing sent a big stalk up, and that banana tree put these little like finger bananas out. Nothing you could eat, but kind of just the form of a banana. And as kids, we just thought that was the coolest thing. I think by the time I left that elementary school, another stalk had come up. I think there was more than one tree there, or the pups had grown. But since then, I always wanted to grow a banana. Check that out. It's doing good. This is all new here. I've just had a time with this thing trying to keep the roots from getting wet. Apparently banana trees, you don't water them, but very, very, very seldomly. Man, take a look at this. This peach tree's in bad shape. He's about 10 years old and the blight got to it really bad this year. Look at that. That's what happens. That's what happens. I'll do something about that. We're gonna trim this tree out, trim it back, get rid of all this dead. It's been a good one though. It doesn't put out a whole lot of fruit, and they're smaller fruits, but man, they're good, I'll tell you that. There's the old small solar system I bought years ago. Still works. It runs the lighting in this building, battery charging, and all that little stuff. Of course, I got a generator there and I'm hooked up. I can run all the power I want in that building. I've got it wired. Let's see how we're going here. They're starting to get a little blush on these peaches, but yeah, still hard as a rock. Now, this tree right here puts out. It's a really, really good one. All them jokers on there. Can't wait. I knew that was gonna happen. I was gonna pull some pears off this tree the other day. Look at there. I counted 45 to 50 pears on this tree the other day. And it's just gotten so lopsided. What a waste. They're bad about growing like this though. They get real lopsided, and I've had tons of pear trees in my day and never saw one grow straight. Not a big deal though. Maybe it is a smaller tree. Maybe these fruits will ripen better because that's a lot to lose, but we're not gonna waste that fruit. We may pickle those if they're far enough along. I'll get them up by the end of the day and check them out. There's old donkey. And that bluebird box right there on that post, we checked it this morning. Well, we didn't open it. I knew there was 5 eggs in there. I knew there was a mating pair. And when I walked past it this morning, did a little drive-by, I could see the beak of the mama sitting in there. So she's definitely sitting on them. I'm gonna say hi to Donkey. What are you doing, Donkey? See, all your buddies are hanging out. Not too hot yet, is it? Huh? I ain't got no treat for you. I don't have a treat for you, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I'll get you another apple later, okay? Yup. Take a look at the cattle. That guy right there, he looks like a piece of furniture from the 1930s. One beautiful animal. He's got a mate that's a female. It's horned too, believe it or not. I don't see her around right now. I'm just gonna walk real slow. I don't want to startle these cows. They're doing real good, just chilling. I'm just gonna do a little drive-by. Here's the old tenant house. Ooh, I'll show y'all something. I posted this the other day. Maybe y'all remember these. This is what's called a pull tab chain. Back in my day when I was a kid, back when cans had a pull tab on them, people would assemble the tabs together, make chains for art or for fun or whatever. This one was actually used as a garden trellis. It was a beautiful vine that grew up along here and followed that pull tab chain up. Old woman lived here up until the 1990s. This is a tenant house out here on the old farm. Let's ease back around. We don't want to startle any cattle. Yeah, old tenant house. I seen it today. Some buzzards had a nest up in there. I never saw it, but I knew they did. They hung around too much this spring. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, donkey is cute. Where am I located? If you're asking me, I can barely see the screen. Located right outside of Augusta, Georgia. Yeah, it is a beautiful piece of property, isn't it? Yeah, I love it. Yeah, this is actually one of the most beautiful pieces of property I've ever lived on. And I've lived some nice places. There's that other. See, there's horns on her, but that's a female. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I don't wanna, I know they like to sit up here next to the fence in the shade. And check them out eyeballing me. Beautiful brindle face. Yep. Plenty of pasture down there. Creek that runs down through those woods back in there. There's a watering hole that's real deep. Got a little bit of a, not exactly an artesian well, but it does flow water most of the time. Yeah, hurricane took out a lot of trees around here. Let's see what's going on over here. Let's check out the blackberries. This big old thicket right here. Oh, you want to see some cows? Yeah, we'll go look at some cows. I'm gonna ease up on them real slow. Sometimes they get a little skittish. Sometimes they're curious. Like this girl. She's just a little curious. I got a feeling she'll just run off in a minute. Yep, there she goes. Yep. Some beautiful animals. Yeah, cows are cool. Heard that. Uh-oh. I'm gonna take that off camera. We got somebody that's you know. Hey, sweetheart. Got number 14 sitting there. We'll do a little drive-by on this cow, just real slow. Don't get up, don't get up. Nah, I don't wanna disturb you. Big animals. Yep. They like to hang up here by the fence this time of day. There used to be some chinaberry trees and whatnot right there, but the hurricane took all those out. And they have a nice shady spot. Yeah, there's several bulls out here. Several cows. These aren't eating cows. These are basically stud animals. These aren't cows that are going to McDonald's. Yeah, this old tenant house. An old lady lived here till the 90s. Let's take a look inside of it. It is really pretty cool. Oh, by the way, this is a milk and wine lily. Very traditional bulb plant down here in the south. Beautiful, smells good. Take a look in this building right here. So you know, somebody lived here. Somebody lived here from like the 1920s or 30s. You can see the old fireplace in there. There's an old TV. Floors rotted out. Pecan tree growing down there. Look at that blue color on the wall. No insulation. There's the old fuse box when they added electricity. Old shotgun fuses. Very interesting. I think somebody sat on this porch right here. 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It was a different world back then. It was a different life. Nothing like what's going on in the world today. Nope. Nothing like what's going on in this crazy world we live in. I love picking around old buildings, and I gotta be careful right here. There's an old well. I don't want to fall in it. That's the old kitchen, the old back porch. Take a look at the old blackberry briar patch. Yeah, I'm not painting anything today. I'll do a lot of painting during the week, so try not to do any on the weekend. This is the blackberry briar patch, and we're gonna burn it down this year. It's gotten way too big. We're gonna rebuild it, and when we redo it, we're gonna put long rows of debris so we can walk down the row and reach in there and get some berries. The berries this year, they're late, they're small, and honestly, they're not that sweet. It just hadn't been a good year for blackberries. I mean, this is a free food right here. You don't have to do anything. Just provide some material for scaffolding so they can grow up on it, and it's free food. Actually, those are actually pretty good now. I have to get a bucket out here. Start picking these. Yeah, those aren't bad. Not bad at all. Just used to them being big, fat, plump. Super sweet. You can see how many are in there. Tons of them in there. Like I said, we're gonna burn this whole thing down this fall. We're gonna rebuild it and put rows of sticks and limbs and let them grow up on that. Be easier to harvest. I'll see ya. Yup. So, not gonna get blackberries like we're used to getting. Sure aren't. We're gonna check a couple bird nests here in a minute. Ooh, look at here. This is the wild garlic. Wild onion blooms. See the way those purple flowers start pushing out of the top of that dark purple bulb there? Really beneficial plant to have. I mean, you don't really need to buy chives or green onion or garlic. I mean, if this is growing in your yard, tastes just as good, works just as well. I'm from Georgia, so of course I eat a lot of onions, Vidalia onions, sweet onions. I can't say I touch a yellow or a white onion at all. Don't really care for them, too hot. Not bad if you chop them up and put them in a stew or a roast, but on a salad or a hot dog, nah. I'll stick with the sweet onions. We're just blessed with onions down here in Georgia. We're lucky. You can actually eat them like apples. I forget the name of this. What people will call it, a butterfly bush. It's just a pollinator attractor. Here is, that's the head of one. Look at there. That's the head of one of those garlics. Wild garlic, wild onion. Look at that. Yep, check that out. It's so interesting, isn't it? All right, we'll hang on to that. I'm gonna take another look at some of the garlic. This is a good example here. This is that wild garlic, wild onion. Look at that. It's freaking beautiful, ain't it? Check it out. Look at that one, where the purple flowers have died off to green. It's just very, very beneficial plant to have. That's a mayhaw tree. So let's walk by here and see. Baby birds are in the nest. Yep. We got 2 of them in there. Look at them stretching out, looking for mama. Yeah. They'll probably be gone soon. There's a volunteer tomato plant that grew there from some soil we dug. Well, gotta go for right now. Chores to do, y'all. We'll do another stream later in the day and check some more bird nests. See ya.